Welcome to my house. I'm sitting at my dining room table. I'm going to take you into my kitchen in a couple of minutes. One of the biggest complaints that I get from people and from clients alike and from friends is that they struggle with planning, or they end up getting stuck out somewhere and they end up making, a less than ideal choice for eating. They end up going through the drive-through, or getting the fast food, or eating things that they know either aren't good for them or aren't conducive for them to reach their goals. Now, I'll be totally honest that there was a time where I was in that place too. I'm a busy person. I'm a mom. I totally understand the fact that life gets busy and sometimes we are caught off guard and we don't plan very well. But in the end, there's a part of me that thinks that, that's just a very convenient excuse to keep doing the things that you're doing that keep you right where you are. And at this point, I've gotten used to carrying just a few things with me, and I'm going to show you what's in my purse today, and then I'm going to show you a couple of things in my kitchen that I always have in my kitchen, so that I'm never really caught unprepared. And this is really important. If you have health goals that to reach, if you're trying to get more healthy, if you're trying to lose weight, there's really no excuse to not at least have a few of these things with you, because it's so simple to just throw a few things in your purse, or to have these things that I have in my kitchen on hand all the time. And then you're not going to be caught in a situation where you're forced to eat fast food, or things that you don't really want to eat that aren't good for your health. So let's start by going through my purse. And so I know most of you ladies, if you're anything like me, you are carrying probably a purse that's bigger than the size of your head. So I'm no different. And I probably need to clean out my purse, because just like every other woman, how many receipts do you have sitting in your purse? I've got lots of them. So I've got all kinds of junk in here. Here's more receipts. All right, here we go. This is my goodie bag. This is my emergency stash. I either leave this in my purse at all times, or it's in my car. So here's what's in my bag. You want to get yourself a gallon plastic bag, and you want to find healthy, non-perishable items to throw in there. So I usually have a water in there. I have a couple of protein bars that I like. So Epic bars are some of my favorites, and then the Raw Rev Glow bars are some of my favorites. No, I don't sell any of this stuff. I recommend it because I actually eat these things. So protein bars are in my pack. I use peanut butter packs, or if you can find the single serving almond butter packs, those are really great. That's a healthy option. These are sunflower seeds. So I put these in a little separate plastic baggie, and those are in there. I also carry salmon around with me. I know that seems odd. I carry salmon in my purse, but that's just the way I am. So if you're carrying this type of thing, like a salmon pack, you also need to make sure that you have, some plastic silverware. You carry some silverware around with you. But the nice thing about these vacuum packs, whether it's tuna or salmon or chicken, is that you don't need to drain them. So you can eat them right out of the package. And since I don't like to eat just plain tuna or plain salmon or plain chicken, I usually have a couple of mustard packets. So if you go to any restaurant, fast food, they usually have these packets. Go ahead and pick a few up, and you can throw them into your bag. Hot sauce is absolutely crucial for me. So I like hot sauce on my pink salmon. And then I also usually have a packet of protein powder that I like. This is bone broth, chocolate bone broth protein powder. And I might mix this in with my water. And again, just having those kinds of things on hand. So those are the things that I have in my purse or in my vehicle at all times these things save my rear end. Literally, they keep my rear end from getting bigger because I don't have to go through the drive-through if I'm caught out in a situation where, you know, it's like I'm hungry or it's time to eat. And these are going to help me make better choices. So the one thing I will say is that I try not to rely on things like protein bars because, again, even with these protein bars, there's still processing that goes in here. So I don't rely on these foods, but they do save me in a pinch. All right, so we are going to now take a trip into my kitchen, and I'm not used to using this GoPro, so I apologize if this gets shaky and that if I don't know where my camera is here. We're going to take a trip into my kitchen, and I'm going to show you just a few things that I always have on hand in my kitchen. And let's see if I can grab them. There we go. All right, and so just a few simple things, and I am, oh, there it is. Okay, so it's 5 things, like literally. I'm going to try and put the camera down, and let's see here. Hopefully you can still see me. All right. So I'm going to separate this between lunch and dinner. So my 3 things for dinner are going to be over here. These are things that I always have in my kitchen. Again, in a pinch, if I'm in a hurry that day, they're really simple. So again, processed stuff is usually, these things are usually things I try not to eat all the time because they are still processed. However, if I'm having a super busy day or if I didn't plan well for the week, having something like a healthier version of a canned soup on hand. I do like these Campbell's. They're newer on the market. These Well Yes. I like these. And again, they save me in a pinch, but I try not to rely on them too often. This is another one. These are in the frozen food section. So if you look around, you can usually find frozen foods that are pretty healthy. Just make sure that when you're looking at the ingredients list that you sort of understand everything. And so on this particular one, which these are the Beatnik frozen meals, I pretty much know what all of the ingredients are. I can pronounce all of them. It's a fairly healthy option for a lunch, and these are single serving. So these are my go-to lunch options if I'm having a really busy day or if I forgot to plan. I always have some of this stuff in my house. For dinner, again, I do sometimes get caught off guard where I didn't plan very well, but that doesn't necessarily mean that's an excuse to not eat well or to go through the drive-through and feed junk food to my family. So a few things I always have on hand, usually a box of quinoa or a box of wild rice. You know, these things don't go bad very quickly, so it's easy to just keep some of this stuff on hand all the time. I almost always have at least 1 or 2 bags of frozen vegetables or canned if that works better for you. So always having some sort of vegetable on hand. And I always have a bag of frozen either fish or chicken. And so these are chicken breast tenders, and they're actually individually wrapped. And so it's really easy to just take one of the individually wrapped packages out, or maybe 2 of them. I feed 3 people. I feed my daughter and my husband and myself. So usually about 2 of these will work. I'll de-thaw them very quickly, usually in the sink in some water, and then I'm ready to go with a meal. I can throw the vegetables and the chicken into a skillet. I can cook up the quinoa or the rice, and I can have dinner on the table in less than 30 minutes. And I'm going to be posting a recipe, which is going to be down below, for a simple 1 skillet meal. that you can prepare in less than 30 minutes. So really, there isn't an excuse to be unprepared, because there are ways that when you do end up unprepared, there are ways you can have things on hand that are quick and easy to grab and are going to keep you healthy, going to keep you moving towards the goals that you want to reach, whether that's health or weight loss. So I hope that this was helpful today. I would love your feedback. I would love your comments on the recipe, or if you have questions about this, you can always feel free to contact me. Look around on my website. I'd be really happy to help you out or work with you in any way. So have a good day, everybody. Bye.